Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 11th. This week, we are going to jump right in here. You have this Serendipity card and this Clean It Up card. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck right here. You know, she's being lifted up by this 4-leaf clover, and so it could say that, like, now is a lucky time, or that, you know, you're experiencing more lucky breaks and things like that, which, again, Jupiter in your sign definitely can, you know, create lucky breaks. You know, of course, we have to work for these things. 8 of Pentacles right here, but it says that if you are prepared for luck, you know, luck is just preparation, and if you're prepared for, you know, opportunities, then you will get those opportunities. But that, you know, but again, you can do things to make yourself more prepared, and that's what I would focus on here with this energy. But this is looking really, really nice so far, Gemini. You have the 8 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is like material success on the horizon. I really like the 8 of Pentacles because, you know, it kind of says that you could be getting rewards for all the work that you've been doing. And, you know, it's also coming up in your first row. I kind of do past, present, future, outcome, even though I label these rows something different, right? And so it's kind of coming up in your past position, which is good because, again, this could say that you're about to receive rewards for what you've been working on. And literally in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the Chariot, the Empress, and the 6 of Wands, which is amazing. So there definitely could be, you know, your hard work could be paying off is what I'm trying to spit out here. And you could be seeing the results or the fruits of your labor, you know, especially with the 8 of Pentacles and the Empress. The Empress is literally the fruits of your labor, right? She has grown that wheat in front of her and she's getting the harvest. So amazing, really good energy here for you, Gemini. And I feel like your hard work is paying off. You have the 2 of Wands. I would just keep exploring. We also have the Chariot as well. Again, as things change faster in the world, right? And, you know, right now we have like AI changing the world like crazy. So we have to make sure that we're adaptable. And the 2 of Wands just wants us to stay adaptable. The 2 of Wands doesn't want us to hide from the world. The 2 of Wands wants us to get out into the world right here so that we can be more successful. Again, I always say he's looking here, like out at the world. He's not looking here at the world. He's looking out at his world, and so he's only looking at the world from a limited perspective. And if we expand and open up, we will discover new opportunities. So, you know, this is kind of encouraging you to open up to new ideas in like work, business, love, money, spiritually, everything, and just kind of like stay flexible, which again, I always say I don't really think Gemini has a problem with that, but, you know, just saying. You have the Queen of Pentacles, definitely an increase in your finances. I mean, Queen of Pentacles is the card of resourcefulness, and she's the card of doing something even if you don't have the resources to do it. She needs to find a way, but again, I don't really see anything to worry about here as far as, you know, it looks like an amazing financial reading. We have really good financial cards coming up in this reading, so, you know, really good. But let's see. With the 8 of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles. There you go. So if you want love, there could be a divine counterpart coming in for you with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles showing up together. This could be a new person because of the Page of Pentacles. And yeah, just I love the King and Queen of Pentacles because they represent 2 people who really want to put the work in. Normally, I always say that, you know, I like to make sure that there's some fire in the reading with these 2 because they usually aren't very spicy, right? So that can be an issue, but you have the Ace of Wands here, so use your imagination on that. But there you go. Also just very good for money and wealth. With the 2 of Wands, you have the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is carrying a heavy burden, but again, he's about to reach his home in the background here, and he's about to have a harvest. Like I said earlier, your hard work is clearly paying off at this time, and, you know, I think you have been working very hard to accomplish things, and so it looks like a time of accomplishment and achievement. I mean, you have the Chariot, which is a victory, and so there definitely could be some sort of achievement coming in for you. Sometimes I feel like he needs to make sure that, you know, it's not a bad card, but he needs to make sure that he's not carrying too many burdens of other people, and, you know, those wands are right in front of his face, so he can't see how close he is to completing his journey, and you know, he might need to put some of those burdens down. So if you're doing things that don't belong to you, I would release those burdens so that you can see where you're going. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Wands. Again, like I said, stay flexible. Knight of Wands very flexible. I look at him as the true builder in the tarot. If he doesn't know how to do something, he learns about it and then makes it more successful, right? So if he isn't sure how to accomplish something, he just learns as much as he can and he makes himself more successful. He also, if he needs to build something different, he builds it. He learns about it and builds it. So I think for a lot of you, this is just, again, kind of encouraging that flexibility, or it's encouraging you to stay flexible. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this koala spirit. Says spirit has a plan. Chariot literally means that spirit has a plan. We'll talk about that in a minute. You have this otter spirit. Says you are never alone. Yeah, you have the 6 of Wands. So the otter says that, there are people who want to, be in your life. And you also have the 3 of Cups here as well. These are all great social cards. So even if you're not feeling supported, the 6 of Wands, those people are celebrating the guy on the 6 of Wands. And I feel like there are plenty of people who do want to support you. You have the Chariot. So the Chariot has these 2 sphinxes in the front here, and they represent the mysteries of the universe. They aren't attached to the Chariot, and the reason being is that he also represents as above, so below. He's got these stars up here, these moons right here, and so he is in alignment. So he is trusting that the universe is going to lead him in the right direction because he's in alignment with what he wants. And so this says spirit has a plan, just like that koala spirit says. These 2 are guiding him away from his past, this city behind him, so that he can go find something new, or find a new environment to belong to. And, he's really looking for a place that maybe has different rules, or, will allow him to live his life in a different way. And again, I think a lot of you are kind of focusing on that with the Chariot. You have the Empress. The Empress is total abundance, total success. Also says you're very attractive at this time, Gemini, of course. Only attractive people watch Gemini Tarot. Only attractive people watch Gemini Tarot. Only attractive people watch Minnow Tarot. Of course, we know this. And the people that don't, I don't know what to say about them. But what I would say here is that the Empress is encouraging you to get out, especially for those of you that want love. You have the 3 of Cups, which is a card of your community, and it could represent meeting people in your community, getting out in public, things like that. This is also just great for, being attractive to anything. So, like, if you want a job, this could say that you need to work on your resume. This is my card of kind of making your resume more attractive, or, whatever the case may be, because you could be attracting something that you want, like a job, business, whatever, and that's what I would focus on with the Empress. I also feel like you're just going to be enjoying life. She isn't struggling. The whole point of the Empress is that she can easily grow that wheat in front of her, and she's just like, enjoying life, enjoying the finer things in life. And I feel a lot of you could be kind of creating that type of environment for yourself, or you are doing more things to create that type of environment, which is great. You have the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is a card of a victory or a big success coming in for you. So I feel like there could be a big victory or big success coming in for you with the 6 of Wands. He is being celebrated for his victory. And again, a lot of people could be celebrating you. You have the 3 of Cups as well. These 3 ladies are celebrating this harvest that's going on around them. So you could really be celebrating a harvest with people that you're close to. And of course, when we do that and they take part in it, that we're increasing the energy, which is good. With the Chariot, you have the 3 of Wands expansion. It's impossible not to expand with Jupiter in your sign. So, I think a lot of you are just expanding within the universe, and you're probably looking for more, in the world, or you're probably looking to get more out of your life. And that's the feeling I get off the 3 of Wands with the Chariot. And the Chariot is, again, he is leaving a limited perspective. He only has ever lived in that city behind him. So he's looking to expand his horizons. 3 of Wands, expanding your horizons, literally. He is also looking to expand his perspective. His perspective is only the top of this hill, but if he gets on those boats, then he can go who the hell knows where he's going. So, again, I think that you are just expanding your horizons. With the Empress, you have the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups says that you need to kind of like accept new offers into your life. You might have been disappointed many times in the past, but this says there could be a new offer, and it could definitely be from a person with the Page of Pentacles. But I feel like this person's very serious. So again, if you're attracting love, I think that this would be something that's worth accepting into your life. I also feel that 4 of Cups is saying you have all the ingredients necessary to kind of live the good life, right? With the 6 of Wands, you have the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is about putting up healthy boundaries. Every single person has had something about boundaries at the end of the year here, and We have Mars going retrograde at the end of the year, and Mars retrograde is a really good time to have healthy boundaries. We'll have Mercury going retrograde at the end of this month as well, which is also a good time to have healthy boundaries, especially with confusing people or people from the past. But, again, I kind of feel that that's what this is saying. I also do feel this is saying it's time to experiment, which I think is true because of Pluto and Aquarius. I think we all need to be a little bit more innovative. We need to try innovative, unique ways of, being successful or getting the word out about our business or ourselves if we want love. And the Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I think it would be an amazing time to just experiment. Next, in the area of what's messages from your future self, you have this impulse card and this receive card. I feel like you need to receive impulses. You need to kind of pay attention to the impulses that you're having at this time as well. You have the Ace of Wands, which would be an impulse. The Ace of Wands is a flash in the pan, right? And the Ace of Wands is a sudden, can be kind of like a sudden thing that you become passionate about, or can be that spark of hope or that spark of inspiration. But it's just a spark. You have to keep that fire going. And so I think these cards are saying, like, receive those sparks in your life and follow them. You have the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. If this is a person, I feel they are very passionate. You have the Ace of Wands, obviously, so it could be a very, I'm glad to see that, especially with the King and Queen of Pentacles, because normally, they need a little bit more passion, even though, they're still good, but, it just can lack a little bit of the passion. And so, like I said, I think this is a good thing that the Ace of Wands is here. The Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness as well. And again, if I were a Gemini, and I'm a Gemini moon, right? And I follow all the Gemini rules, personally, because of the moon, right? And so I think that, really Gemini energy, like learning as much as you can right now is going to make you very successful. Anything you learn will expand. Jupiter is in your sign. And so I would be learning about whatever it is you do in your life. Even if you're retired, even if you are doing whatever, I would just learn as much as you can and learn new things, because again, those things will expand and grow and will just make you more successful. And so that's what I would do here. You have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups can represent a celebration, and it can represent celebrating with your community. This community could be a bunch of people, could be just a few people. It's going to be different for all of you, but you are clearly going to be about to celebrate some sort of harvest. I don't think this is something that's necessarily happening like tonight or today or, even this month. I think that you are, because again, we're in a time, one thing I like to stress to people is that everything about the astrology right now is like long-term. And so it's like, obviously long-term success doesn't really come overnight. It's something that you build for a long time. And so again, when I speak of these successes coming in for people, it's like, these are things that we should be building. These are things that we should be creating over time, because they say easy come, easy go. So really, I personally do not want easy success right now. I'm really loving the struggle, because, if we don't struggle, then, whatever success we have will be short-lived, especially with Uranus and Taurus. But, if we focus on building long-term success and not overnight success, we will be success for a long time. And, that's what I would be working on with the Three of Cups. You have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is, again, that spark, and I would be paying attention to any sudden insights that you're having this week. It does kind of, a couple of signs have had similar messages of kind of, it's like those ideas you get in the shower, or those ideas you get when you're just like freshly waking up in the morning. Those are the things I would be paying attention to with the Ace of Wands, because, sometimes those sudden insights can be, can guide us towards success or help us create something new. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles, long-term success. You cannot make this up. The Ten of Pentacles, I dropped it, is a card of building and leaving a legacy. It is long-term. It is something that you will work on for the rest of your life. And again, Uranus and Taurus hates get rich quick. I literally said before Uranus and Taurus that we would see record-breaking lottery numbers, for example, and there have been several record-breaking lotteries during Uranus and Taurus. It was obvious to me. I don't even think it's a prediction, because it was very obvious to me, personally, as an astrologer, that there would be record-breaking lotteries, because it's like the universe does not want us to get rich quick, right? Right now with Uranus and Taurus. So if we focus on the long term, the other thing I predicted was all the crypto scams, because Again, it's like this is classic energy where it's like if you fall for a scam, you're going to get punished with Uranus and Taurus. Uranus is slow, plotting energy where you're one foot in front of the other. And as long as you do that, you'll be successful. Here's the other thing with Uranus and Taurus. Research, Page of Pentacles, right? The more we can prove to ourselves, the more evidence we can gather that something is going to work, the more likely it is that it's going to work. So, again, whatever you're working on, I would make sure to educate yourself for sure. With the Three of Cups, again, celebrating something that you worked on. We already talked about this. I would just be repeating myself if I said everything that we've already said here. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Ten of Swords. Again, I kind of feel like you need to make sure that you don't lose an idea, which has come up for a couple other people as well. But, Ace of Wands is a flash in the pan. It's just like a quick little thing that pops into your head. So any exciting ideas, anything that you think is a good idea. The other thing is that I would, like, if you have an idea, like, I would start it right away. Even if you don't finish it, I would put it into practice. Again, it's like the longer we wait to try something, like an idea that we have, the more we say to ourselves that's not going to work. So, again, I think it would be a good time, even though it is a Mercury retrograde, I wouldn't worry about it, right? I would still kind of like get something, even if you just write it out. Again, I don't think you have to do anything major. I tell people, like, I journal all the time, write on a page of paper what this idea would look like if it were successful in the future. Just write it down. At least then you have it on a piece of paper. And, I would do something. I would to like cement something in this reality. And, that's really what I would do there. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Listen card. It says your inner child has something to say. You have this card that says, let love guide you. It says, choose to see the good in the world. So, yes, again, I think we all need to see more good in the world. I've been talking about this for years, that, really, I think that we need to kind of change the energy and make things more positive. And it's not about ignoring the negative. It's just about bringing more positive energy into the world. Someone tried to cancel me, a Libra of all people tried to cancel me. I think she's a little bit in love with me is really what it boils down to. But I said how we've been doing the same thing for like the past 200 years where we just like focus on all this bad stuff, and she tried to say that I was saying something about Israel, which the words never left my mouth at all, period, about it. So, every time I talk about her, she talks about me more and gets me more free attention. So I love talking about her, and clearly she's in love with me, like I said. So, which really triggers her because then she says I'm like sexist or something. But whatever, right? Hopefully, I just triggered her again. But anyway. Again, I think that this is saying focus on the positive, even if little Twitter trolls that are in love with you tweet about you all the time. You have the Six of Pentacles, Death card, and the Temperance card. The Six of Pentacles is balance. Six of Pentacles is equal give and take. Six of Pentacles is planting seeds in a positive direction, and that's exactly what I feel like you need to do here, Gemini, is plant seeds in the direction of success. And that's really all I'm getting off of the Six of Pentacles. You have the Death card. Yeah, things are changing for sure. I think that obviously it's coming up in the good stuff. So these would be positive changes that are coming up for you with this card. I also feel like you're kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. This rose right here on the banner that he's holding represents kind of that, pinprick of light in the darkness that chases the darkness away. So, and again, I think that's why we need to be more positive and bring more light into the world so that we can end these conflicts and things like that. And that's what I would focus on here with the Death card. You have the Temperance card. The Temperance card is like turning one thing into another, but I feel like you are kind of, again, turning negatives into positives, which the Temperance card is all about. It says you can turn a negative into a positive. You can also turn a positive into a negative. The choice is yours, but obviously I would focus on the positive. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is normally self-imposed restriction. I'm not sure how I feel about this right now. Do I feel good or bad? I'm not sure. I might actually pull an extra card because I'm not sure. Yeah, you have the Five of Wands. I was getting a weird feeling, even though it's showing up in the good stuff. Again, I read intuitively, so even if something shows up in the good stuff, I don't just read it positive just because it's showing up there. If I feel something different, and again, I was feeling something different here. Five of Wands could be conflict or competition. What I think this is saying is it's saying don't hold back. When you think about it, Six of Pentacles is just kind of like tiny little investments, right? And I feel this is saying if you're going for something where maybe there is competition, I feel like you really need to go for it, and not hold back. I feel like the Eight of Swords is saying there are a million solutions to anything that you're dealing with. So like really go for the things that you're working on. With the Death card, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, a card of success and like a big victory coming in for you, which you have the Chariot. So you could be finding success, and it's another card of being celebrated. He is being celebrated by the people around him, and you have the Six of Cups twice, Six of Wands twice, and the Three of Cups is what I was trying to say. So these are amazing cards for getting positive attention. Love it. With the Temperance card, you have the Six of Swords, definitely heading towards improvements. What I love even more is that you have two sixes right next to each other. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I love two sixes. Two sixes to me says that it's kind of like confirmation for your path. It says that you're going in the right direction. You're doing the right things that you need to do at this time. You have this eye card. It says psychic ability, trust your intuition. Yes, definitely. I feel like you need to trust your intuition at this time. It is a very intuitive time. You have this pig card. It says beware of greed. Yeah, I would be careful of greedy people, especially with Mars retrograde, more towards the end of the year. Even though this is weekly reading, I would still pay attention. People won't be greedy in the sense of like money necessarily, but they might be greedy with time. They also might be, sometimes Mars retrograde sucks our energy away. And so they won't have a lot of energy. They might feel lazy and all this other stuff. And so people could be triggered around that time about they could be kind of putting their problems on other people. And I would just be careful of that. That's not really greed, but it kind of is. You have this wedge card. It says someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. Again, I would be careful of people. Anyone who seems weird, they probably are. So, I would be careful. You have this broken wishbone. It says wish will not be granted. I don't really see anything here that would say that in your reading, but this could be like a past wish or something from the past. I'm going to pull this next card. It says disappointment in a friend or a lover. So you do have the Six of Wands, and this person right here is meant to look jealous on the Six of Wands. So again, there could be a person that is disappointing you, because maybe they're not celebrating a victory with you, but I would just focus on the people that are. You have this fire. It says strong emotions, passionate love or hate. Ace of Wands. I would focus on your passions, and I would focus on things that inspire you. That's the only thing I would focus on here, Gemini. But this looks really, really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.